this is DJT and welcome back to season 5 of Speak On It. I have missed y'all. I took the summer off. I hope you did too. I hope you had as much fun as I did this summer. But I'm back with new episodes, new guests, new content, and a slightly new look. I hope you like it. But today's conversation is all about burnout. I just want to jump right in, and I have a full confession. Right before I took a break for the summer, I was struggling, y'all, with burnout. And I have to say this, it's tough for me to say it because I like to have it all together. I like to look like I have it all together. I like to feel like I have it all together. So to admit that I don't have it all together for me is a little bit tough. But I wanted to start this season out really just by being transparent and real that burnout got me. And I want to do 3 things in this particular episode. I want to talk about how I knew I was burnout, kind of what were some of those signs, what is it? I want to talk to you a little bit about what I did to kind of climb out of that feeling of being burnout, and then some things that I know that I still need to do. And, you know, as we wrap up this conversation, I want you to talk back to me, to speak on it, to tell me what you've done. Have you experienced burnout? What are some of your signs? What are the things that you did? And so this is going to be a two-way street as usual. I'm learning from you as you are learning from me. So what is burnout? I am, if you are anything like me, I am the queen of team too much. I program every single minute of my day. From the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, every minute is accounted for. And so if I have any free time in my Outlook calendar, I am filling it with something. And so for me, burnout is just, you know, having more things to do than enough time on that calendar, and then feeling, you know, unmotivated and overwhelmed in a lot of cases with all the things that you have to do. And so, you know, my laundry was piling up, my house was a mess, I was eating out every day because I didn't go to the grocery store to shop, which resulted in me gaining probably 20 pounds this summer. That's a whole nother video blog. I'll talk about that one later. But then that creates more and more stress. And so I just got to the point where I just remember being stuck on a couch, on my couch one day, and I could not move. My phone was ringing, my text messages were coming in, and I had no energy at all. And I was just stuck, and I said, I got to do something different. And so I want to tell you about what were some of those things that I did. So there were 3 things that I did that made a difference. The first thing was to set some boundaries and to say no. Y'all probably remember me saying, you know, after reading Shonda Rhimes' book, Year of Yes, I say yes to everything. Somebody asked me to do something, go somewhere, yes. So I said, no, this is going to be the year of no. And so I had to set some strict boundaries and say no to some things that I really wanted to do, but I just knew it wouldn't be good for my mental health. The second thing that I did was I scheduled fun, right? This summer was all about fun. People say, how was your summer, Dominique? What'd you do? And I told them, I said, I prioritized fun this summer. I didn't work as much as I normally do during the summers, but I prioritized fun. We went to Martha's Vineyard. I went to day parties, hung out with friends, vacation with family. I just had a good time, and that helped me really to break out of this feeling of overwhelm and stress. The third thing that I did is I got off social media for a little bit, and I would suggest that just as a norm, going on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I don't know about your timeline, but my friends are killing the game. And so I would be online, and I see people starting businesses or throwing parties or on fancy trips, and I would be feeling this anxiety, like I got to do something else. Like I wanted to engage with some of those things that my friends were doing, which created more stuff for that calendar, which creates more overwhelm. And so I said, I just have to stay off of social media for a little bit. Now, there are so many more things that I know that I need to do. Even though I'm feeling much better than a couple months ago, there are still some more things that I need to do that you probably want to consider if you've been feeling burnout as well. And that's get more sleep. I probably get about 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night, and I probably need to do a better job. I do need to do a better job of getting more sleep. I got to get back to the gym. I got to start working out more, back to the way I was before that feeling of burnout. The other thing that I have to do is I got to get a hold of my email. Now, my email for my personal and my work is attached to my phone. And so every time I get an email, it's right there and I check it right away. And then I have to respond right away. And so that is just constant overwhelm all the time. I'm never off as long as my email is on my phone. So I have to get a system of checking it once, twice, maybe 3 times a day, and then responding at that time as opposed to all the time and trying to be responsive at any given moment. And then the last thing that I would say for you and for me is to ask for help and to seek help. Like people like me, like I said, I would like to appear to have it together. I don't want people to think that I'm struggling or failing, but the reality is that we all need help. And so I got to raise my hand and say help. And I think even extending that to some mental health and to some help around that, some supports around that, sitting down and chatting with someone around your stress or anxiety or feelings of burnout, because mental health is the key to a great life. You can't lead, you can't succeed, you can't win if you are struggling physically, emotionally, or mentally. And so it's a real thing. Unfortunately, as a woman, especially as a Black woman, we can't always admit that we are struggling. And so I have to do better with that, and I hope that you will join me. So I hope that was helpful to you. I am so glad to be back. I want you all to continue to tune in every week. I'm no longer doing Sunday at 6, but we will be putting out content every week. And so until next week, I want you to remember that your voice has the power to change the world. So find something that you are passionate about and speak on it. Talk to you soon.